Year 8 pupils at Sanders Draper School in the London Borough of Havering are investigating the plans and elevations of 3D shapes with their head of maths, Connie Archer. But before trying them out on her pupils, Connie first tested the new resources on her colleagues from the maths department.
3. What the students have got to do is to match them, so they'll have the 3D perspective, the isometric diagram, and then the right side, the front, and the plan. How do you think the children are feeling? I've just given this to you now. How are you feeling?
Yeah, that's very good.
Under pressure.
Under pressure. Yeah, and so that's how the children are going to feel, aren't they? Because it's not in a book and it's not a pen, and I'm not going to tell them how to do it.
It's part of a new approach to maths teaching they're introducing at the school,
Where are you going to start?
encouraging exploration and investigation.
How about this one? Why don't we start with this one?
Start with that one first. Okay.
So the front view has got to be this, isn't it?
Yeah. That one goes
That's
there.
what I say. There's a plan.
Need your plan now.
Plan view.
Here we go.
That's the one.
Rectangle,
Good.
beautiful.
And right view.
That's
There's a
perfect.
right view, right side.
View, which should
3,
just be a
isn't it?
small L
Looks like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, 6.
Reverse out.
Perfect, yeah.
So that's that out of the way.
Okay, so we've done that one.
Yeah, how about this one? Okay, this has
Looks like
got
I have
to be the
something
front
here.
again, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
this.
that looks good.
That's with that.
It might not be there. Miss could have given a trick question.
I don't do tricks.
No,
I don't do tricks.
we should have counted up to make sure.
Front view.
So how are you feeling doing this? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit challenging for the students, but still, they can
I think
really,
it's challenging.
They need to find a method, don't they?
This
I mean,
one-
because there's
this
so
one
many
matches with
options,
this
they need to
one.
find one way of doing it which works.
That's right, yeah.
This one matches with that
But I
one.
think it's also promoting an awful lot of discussion because you lot are really discussing it.
That's right.
And
Just
looking
as
for
teacher
it.
and looking for it. And
So much spread out everywhere.
Yeah.
It requires at least 2 people or
Yeah.
3 people to kind of team effort.
Team effort,
it's
yeah.
definitely a team building exercise. I mean, I'm going to do it with pairs this afternoon. Is there anything else do you think I could get out for this? I'm going to. Can you think of anything else that might help the children?
You mean to say...
Me, I would need the blocks to
Yeah.
actually see this.
There you go. There you go.
To make one and see that how it works.
And how do you feel once you've done that?
Yeah, I mean, having these is going to help because then they can turn it and twist it and
Yes.
see it from all different views
Yeah.
and then match it up with what they can see.
Yeah.
We're physically putting this into shape now. I think there's 3 levels, aren't there? So this one here is the front level.
Yeah.
Okay, and then behind it goes the second level up, and I think that's our 3rd level at the back.
This is going to be this.
Do you feel safer now?
Yeah, I feel much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because when I was playing with it last night, I felt safer when I had the blocks. But I think what I might do is say to the children, you choose. You can get the cubes or you don't get the cubes. It's up to you. And that way they've got permission to use the cubes or not. What I've got for you today, I'm going to give you 3 lots of cards. On one card is a 3D shape. Another card is a 3D shape actually drawn on isometric paper. And you'll see it's triangle spotty paper. And then some more with your plan, your front and your side elevation. Okay? What you've got to do is decide which goes with which. Also, what I've got for you are some cubes. So if you can't see it and you think, do you know what, I just can't see what the plan would be on that, I've got some cubes for you to actually make the 3D shape. But I'm not going to give the cubes out. It's going to be your decision whether you use the cubes or not. I want you to work in pairs. So you get your 3D shape, you look for the diagram of it, and then look for your plan, your elevation, and your side. You need to talk to each other about this, okay? I want to see you arguing. Does it matter if you get it wrong? No, it doesn't, as long as you decide together.
The challenge for the pupils is that it's up to them how they go about this matching exercise.
Right, if you say, for example, you choose this one, okay, which diagram is that one?
The self-imposed challenge for the teacher is to give advice where needed, but not to give instructions.
You've got to decide which one of these, and there's lots of them, there's 18 in there.
Make that the
Yeah,
front.
you want the plan, the right side, and the front. All right?
All right.
Okay. And then you've got to decide how you're going to put it on your sugar paper.
Oh, okay.
All right?
So if you got the
So that if you put
gonna be
3
2 at the bottom and 1 up in it. plan view is going to be. That's the plan view is 2 there. Isn't it? 2.
Yeah. And then 1 on top.
Some pupils go for the plastic cubes straight away. Others decide to work from the diagrams alone.
3 at the bottom and then 1 at the top. That one.
You gotta match the perspective to the isometric to the, and then where you've got the front view of it, you have to put that one with that, and then you look on it from the right side, and then you put like that one. What you would see on the right, you put it, and then the plan's looking down, so you put that to whatever one it matches, and you've got to match them all up.
If you look at it, it looks like it's together. See them two, that one and that one. Oh yeah. That's the plan, yeah. But then when you turn it to the front, we're matching up the cards. We have the shape, and we have to match up the right side view and the plan view. So we're making the shapes, and then we have to match up these. But there's a blank card, so
And
we
then
have
you
to find
fill
this.
in the blank card.
Yeah,
to
so
see
you have
that.
to make the shape. That would be that, wouldn't it?
That, and where's that other one?
That's that. It's got 3. One's like gone down.
Oh yeah, that's that one, because look. So that'd be the front of the card, the side of the card, and we've got a blank one. It's that one goes with that one, because you would see the 3, the 2, and there's a 1 square there. Because you would only see, because that long side's there, but the long side's in the middle there, so that one don't happen, so that'll go with the blank.
Actually, look, the plan view would be that. So look, the plan view is coming down and the front. So this is because the front one would be that shape there. Right is 4. That one, and then the front is that one. 3.
This one goes in. Wait, is that the same as that?
Where?
No, sorry, I was looking at that one.
It's the other way around.
Move that anyway.
Okay, so check over these ones. It might, now you're so far ahead, it might be an idea for you actually to make them and actually look at them. Okay, but well done, boys. That's really good.
I'll make the top bit.
Yeah, that's that.
This is this one.
Good. Well done. I think they're doing very, very well. They're a particularly good group, and they're good at interacting stuff. I think the hardest bit is the little squares, doing the plan, the front and the side. They're finding that quite difficult. And it is difficult, to be fair, it is difficult. I like the way some of them are using the cubes and some aren't, so they've got ownership of their own work. What's hard for me is to keep quiet. That's what I'm finding very difficult. I want to go and talk to them and point at them and all the rest of it, but I want them to do it without me and do it with each other and interact with each other and with the medium that they're working with. But I'm finding it quite tough, to be honest. Yes, Kane?
Well, we're just trying to check if they're right, and then the ones left over we're going to try and put in.
We're just making the squares, and we've made from what we can see at the moment. In a minute, we're going to have a look at try and add some bits at the back, some bits we can't see, and see if it fits anything.
We need to start gluing down.
There's nothing that fits, is there?
We have been doing stuff like this all year, so which is why they're doing it quite well. You couldn't do this, I don't think, cold. You couldn't go in and say, right, do this. You have to build it up, get them confident to fail and work. Because it depends on the class, because it does lend itself perhaps to some misbehaviour. Because I've got to stand back. The control isn't there all the time. I have to stand back. But with this particular class, because they've done a lot of interactive stuff, they trust each other. There's a lot of trust in the room, and they can work with each other. And they're working with people they don't always work with, which I think is very positive for them. What did you find The easiest of what we've just done. Chris, what did you think was easy?
I think finding the front view and the plan view was easiest.
Yeah.
Although there were tricky bits like this one here. Better picture here. We found out there was another block at the back there that we couldn't see.
Louise, what do you think was the most difficult?
Putting the small cards on, because there's some that you didn't think fitted, but like you couldn't find where they went. So, but the blocks, if you put them together, they help.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you very much.
Oh, is that one?
I did it. I did the lesson.
Fantastic.
And it was very interesting, actually, before I show you the end result. But you know how uncomfortable we felt? They weren't at all.
Was it?
They were really confident and, no, let's go for this. I mean, I have done bits like this before, so maybe, you know, their frame of reference is a little bit wider than ours, probably. But we felt quite anxious, didn't we? We thought they'd be anxious. But in fact, they dived in feet first. And he really, really enjoyed it. And this is the end products, which I think are very nice.
That's what Sean.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. What do you think?
That's really
Right,
brilliant.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see is they've made the odd mistake.
Yes,
As well, you know, but they won't
Absolutely.
feel like now that they've made a mistake.
No.
You know, I would struggle to get that without having to rotate it and look and to see. And I think that's impressive, really, that they managed to get that.
I could get the front perspective quite easily, whereas when we were talking about that, the plan was the hardest to get to, wasn't it?
Did you give them the cubes?
I had the cubes on my desk,
Right.
and I said to them, right, you can have the cubes if you want them. You don't have to. One group said, I want the cubes straight away, a bit like yourself. And then as a lesson, I said, don't remember, if you're stuck, you can have the cubes if you want. And some of them, I noticed, got some cubes for maybe one of them.
Right.
You haven't said yes or no to that. You've actually let them discover that for themselves, and that's student-led.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's
That was
fantastic.
hard.
You kind of stood back from that.
Not to pour it in, no, that's the right one, or that's it. It was hard to stand back. I found it difficult. I gave them very, very little help. And you know what? I felt more anxious than them because I had to shut up. And it was difficult for me to be quiet and to not interfere. And it was a lesson for me as a teacher to think, you know, I'm so controlling. I'm really controlling in my lesson. And I let them go. And I said to them, did you enjoy that? Yes, it was great, it was great. And we talked about what you found easy, what you found difficult. And everybody was different. So as much as it was quite anxious, I think, to come out of standing at the front and teaching them. I didn't. I don't think I taught them anything, but I think they learnt a lot. I think that's the difference. Yeah. So as a department, are we up for this then? Are we going to do some of these? All of you try it.
Yes.
Yeah? Look through the folders and pick one, and then go for it.